Wake up, the world is turning. Stories are burning bright. From your block to the stars tonight. She's got the scoop, she's got the glow. LadyRo knows where the stories flow. Saturday morning, rise and shine. News from the heart to the headlines. LadyRo's got your ear. It's time. Let's dive in deep and climb. World spins fast, but she slows it down. Local buzz to the red carpet gowns. LadyRo's the queen with the news to crown. Saturday morning, feel the groove. Sip your coffee and catch the mood. LadyRo's got the scoop for you. Let's make the morning move.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys can hear me. I cannot see, but I believe it's on. It is. I see the green light. Good morning, you guys. I am currently on vacation on the girls trip, and I woke up early this morning before we head to breakfast to do a Saturday morning scoop with you guys. This is something that I told you I want to keep up, and if any way I can do it, I will. We are enjoying a beautiful trip. We have a home on the lake. As you can see, my beautiful scenery behind us. We have a boat. Last night we had dinner at the Fisherman's Wharf across the water. Just having a great time. Just enjoying some peace and quiet away from the hustle and bustle of the everyday world. But we're going to get right on into it. I found some interesting articles on the internet this week, and I thought that we really should go over them and we should look and see what's going on out here in our world. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Get down here and let's talk about all of the things that I found out here that's going on. Fair use disclaimer, some material in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. And we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it. Um, y'all know gas prices are like astronomical right now. Um, Before I left home, I stopped and got gas. I want to say it was Wednesday. I had to put gas in my car. $4. My car only takes premium, or the top line gas. Good morning, Pretty Riri speaks, and it was $4.29. Mind you, a week ago it was $3.29. So that just tells you how much gas has gone up. And yesterday we stopped in the rental van and filled it up. I want to say we only put regular unleaded in it. It was $3.49, I believe, a gallon. Yeah, gas is getting ridiculous. So y'all be careful. We may have to be on some bicycles for a minute. But hopefully this war will soon be over. I'm not sure if there's an end in sight. Good morning, all in unity. But I did find an article about it. We all know that America is not, quote, quote, officially at war, but we are involved in a war in Iran. And I think mistakenly, Iraq was hit this past week. So y'all, we got to be careful out here. Be aware of your surroundings, where you're at, where you go. Just kind of keep your eyes and your ears open. Oil and gas prices have soared because of the Iran war. How Trump is trying to lower costs, and will it work? A guide to why fuel is so expensive right now, and how that could make other things more expensive too. This article is in the Yahoo News. The Iran war has had a punishing impact on global oil and gas prices over the last 3 weeks. And beyond the Middle East, where airstrikes, missiles, and drones have already unalived thousands, pain at the pump is how most of the planet's population will actually be feeling the consequences of combat. Look, gas prices are up. and we know they're up. And we know that people are hurting because of it. This is what JD Vance said on Wednesday. And I'll tell you this, we haven't seen JD Vance. I don't know where JD Vance been. He been under a rock, been hiding. I don't know where he's been, but he's come to the front and told us that we're all hurting. But child, I don't see nothing they're doing. Vance vowed that the strain would be temporary, insisting that you're going to see energy prices coming back down over the next few weeks. He also said the Trump administration is doing everything we can to make sure gas prices stay lower in the meantime. But what should you really expect going forward? Here's a guide to why energy prices are rising so rapidly and why other things could soon get more expensive too. Child, they trying to actually, um, I don't know if they're trying to take every American out, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Ali Unity said, I haven't seen JD Vance at all. And these gas prices are outrageous. They are, when I say outrageous, outrageous. Like I told you, I stopped on Wednesday to put gas in my personal vehicle, and it was $4.29 a gallon. And I started to take a picture because I'm like, what in the world happened? Because last week, even though gas prices have been going up in our area, in our state in particular, gas prices have been pretty normal. But child, they don't went through the roof. You said, oh my God, JD Vance has been missing. We haven't seen him. JD Vance, since all this mess went down with Iran and Iraq and Israel, I'm sorry, we haven't seen JD Vance has been no bueno. He has not been anywhere to be found. But not really missing, child. We can't get rid of him like that at all. We got some other things. Let's see what else I put on this for us to talk about. People are not getting their children vaccinated, but the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Food and Drug, also says that. Wait a minute, you guys. This is the wrong one. Give me a minute. Let me pull up the right one. Because it's a lot of stuff going on out here that I pulled up this morning. We're gonna run through this one pretty fast. Not only are they not getting their kids vaccinated, they not doing preventative care for the newborns. They going to have them babies at home, and I don't blame them because many of you may not know, or some may, on this week in I want to say it was Florida. I'm not sure what city in Florida, but there was a African American lady giving birth to a baby, and they offered her a cesarean. She had been laboring, I believe, 12 hours, and she refused the cesarean. And because she refused the cesarean, they actually called a judge. She had to have a Zoom call while in labor with the judge, and the judge ordered her to have a cesarean birth. Yeah, listen to that. So my suggestion to all the women who are birthing or getting ready to give birth, and you live in the state of Florida, if you want to have some autonomy over your own body, leave the state before you give birth. Go to another state, have your baby in Tennessee. I don't even know if you want to go to Tennessee. Go to New York. Go to Caliwacky. Um, go to some states up north, Washington State. Maybe go to I don't know. Just don't have your baby in Florida, because if you have a baby in Florida, you could actually end up having a cesarean based on the very fact of a judge that says you need to have one. And most of the time, these judges in these Bible Belt states are men. They don't give birth. So, yeah. So this article actually says that. Hold on a sec, you guys. Let me find that article because I want to read it to you guys. It says not just vaccines, parents are refusing other routine preventative care for newborns. One day at an Idaho hospital, half the newborns Dr. Tom Peterson saw didn't get any vitamin K shots. And if you know, when a baby's born, they give them vitamin K shots, which is probably not necessary because I believe you're born with everything you need. But vitamin K is a clotting factor. Always remember that. If you are bleeding out, they're going to give you some K. That K helps your blood clot. If your blood's too thin, you get some K. He said, really, that's scary. That is scary, but believe it or not, if your child is being vaccinated and they go to school with unvaccinated children, they're more than likely to get sicker than they would if they were in a school with children who were vaccinated. My grandson actually goes to a daycare where, of course, he's getting his vaccines, and then a lot of the kids in the school are not because it's a private Christian school, and child, these kids out here unvaccinated and all kinds of stuff. Because really, in our state, I believe it's illegal to make in our country illegal to make people get vaccines. Pretty Riri Speak says my nephew has never been vaccinated and he's 5. And some people say that it's better because they did some studies and they tend to believe that vaccinations kind of cause children to have autism and some other things, but they've also blamed autism on Tylenol, several things. So I'm not really sure, but I think some people that don't get vaccinated are just as fine as those who do. But the crazy part about being unvaccinated, I don't know if you really set yourself up. It's a really should be studied. But I do believe that if we go back to eating like we're supposed to, which is from God's earth, and if we go back to living the very safe custom life, we could probably prevent a lot of illnesses that we have in America. But that's easier said than done. You know what I mean? Um, it says they have been given the vitamin K shots have been given to babies for decades to prevent potential deadly bleeding. On another recent day, more than a quarter didn't get the shot. Their parents wouldn't allow it. When you look at a child who's innocent and vulnerable, and simple interventions that could have been done, that had wait a minute, simple interventions that been done since 1961 is refused, knowing that babies going out in the world to super worrisome is super worrisome to me, said Dr. Patterson, who's been a pediatrician for nearly 3 decades. The thing is that I want you to remember one thing. Doctors are practicing medicine. They have not perfected it. Because if they had perfected it, we would not have some of the diseases that we have in the world. Doctors across the nation are alarmed that skepticism fueled by rising anti-science settlement sentiment and medical mistrust is increasingly reaching beyond vaccines to other proven routine preventive care for babies. They say this is proven. All of my babies got the vitamin K shot when they were born. They all got the chickenpox shot. All my kids are well and doing great. So I don't know. I'm not sure. So I cannot say what anybody should and shouldn't do. I say go with your heart. Follow your heart. If you feel like your children should be vaccinated, then get them vaccinated. If you don't want your kids to be vaccinated, that's simply up to you. Maybe they're giving them the COVID shot and saying it's a different shot. I don't know. I think with who we have over the Department of Human and Health Services, or I think that he has a lot of skepticism when it comes down to vaccinations. And I think that's where the majority of what you're seeing is coming from. Because it only takes one person to start a conspiracy theory, and then everybody else will kind of jump on the bandwagon, even if there's no science to prove it. People, they love to have if there's a skepticism and one person has it, that one person can cause other people to have skepticism. It's just one of those things. A recent study in the Journal of American Medicine, in the Journal of the American Medical Association, which analyzed more than 5 million births nationwide, found the refusal of the vitamin K shot nearly doubled between 2017 and 2024 from 2.9% to 5.2%. Other research suggests that parents who decline vitamin K shots are much more likely to refuse getting their newborns the hepatitis B vaccine and eye ointment to prevent potentially blinding infections. Rates for that vaccination at birth dropped in recent years, and doctors confirmed that more patients are refusing the eye medication. I will tell you this: when my child was born, they didn't even ask me. When I looked at him, I was like, "What's this on his eyes?" My first baby. My second, of course, they all got the same thing too. The erythema, erythromycin, I'm sorry, is what they put on their eyes. And when they first started applying it on them, they thought it would keep the babies from getting a gonorrhea from birth, well, from coming through the birth canal. And I think it's been proven that that doesn't work. So that is one of the reasons why People are like, well, we don't want that. When my grandson was born, they gave him, which was just a year ago, he got the drops, I mean, the ointment. But I would say this, my daughter wanted everything that she thought he needed to get a boost in the society because he was already coming in, being born 3 weeks early, and he just had so many other things going on. So I think she just wanted to make sure that he was good. So he's had, but when I tell you anything the doctor said he needed it, and she's done the research. And if the research said it was too soon, he didn't get it. Um, when it came down to the flu vaccine, the doctor really wanted him to have one. And my daughter was like, no, I've done a lot of research and I don't think he needs a flu vaccine. Y'all know I don't like bugs. And something just flew this way. It looks like it was a fly. But child, I do not like bugs. Anywho, next, I found in the Associated Press as well, nearly 9,000 bottles of children's liquid pain medication was recalled. Y'all, this is serious. Nearly 9,000 bottles of a children's pain reliever has been recalled due to reports of black specks and other contaminants, according to federal regulators. Y'all, they let stuff pass through because these USDA inspectors be on them, be at them warehouses where they making this stuff, girl, and they be fraternizing with the women. They ain't bit more checking the stuff as they're supposed to be than the man in the moon, as my mother used to say. Um, Says the Food and Drug Administration posted an online notice about the recall of Taro Pharmaceuticals children ibuprofen oral suspension. So if you have this medication in your box, in your house, in your drawer, in your cabinet, please look at it, especially if it's for children. It is Taro Pharmaceuticals children ibuprofen oral suspension. I'm not sure exactly if that's the actual brand or if that's the company, but we'll look at it. The company's website stated that the product comes in a berry flavored solution, is recommended for children ages 2 to 11. The FDA notice states that the recall was launched earlier this month after customers reported a gel-like mass and black particles in the product. Agency regulators categorized the action as one in which the risk of serious injury or health consequences to consumers is remote. The medication was manufactured in India by Strides Pharma Inc., which produces generic and over-the-counter medicines for firms in the U.S. and many other countries. Strides initiated the recall according to the FDA notice. As we remember, as we should know, most of our medication is not made in America. Most of it is made overseas. Yes, ma'am. He said I had to get every vaccine for school as a kid, and my daughter did as well, and my grandson, but never since COVID came about. I'm not really trusting these vaccines. I kind of agree with that because I believe COVID was rushed. And I think a lot of people who got COVID vaccines are experiencing other issues outside of COVID. I think my friends who did not get the vaccine are doing far better than those of us who got it. Trust me, I've dealt with ailments since I got the COVID vaccine that I've never dealt with before, literally. Um, and I did not get COVID until after I got the vaccine. It never, and I'm a nurse. I went through all of those days, months, weeks, and I saw patients all throughout the vaccine. I mean, all throughout COVID. Never got COVID until after the vaccine came out, and I had been vaccinated. Never got. I took all my precautions. I wore my mask. I wore my gloves. I wore gowns. I did everything I need to do. Sometimes I wore two masks, depending on where I went, and never got COVID until after I've been vaccinated. You say, yeah, I have had issues since getting that vaccine. Me too. And my mother, although she had dementia, her dementia seemed to have progressed after she got the vaccine. Because I had told her, if you get it, girl, I'll go get it with you. And she said, well, let's go get it. Kind of wish we hadn't got it. I had to have it anyway for my job because they were at that time it was a requirement. And we had like to November something to have it done, but I really wish that I had not have done it. Too late, too late, too late. Let me see if there's one more thing we need to talk about before we get into some celebrity gossip. Yeah, one more thing. Judge orders the there's a thing that they used to use back in World War II called the voice of America. It was done before there was mainstream media and all these other things. And the judges ordered that they put it back together, that they reassemble it so that America can get information across other cities and other countries. Because if you know, I'm gonna tell you something. America's mainstream media is so diluted that you really have to listen to international news to get any real news that makes any sense. He said, my son was diagnosed with epilepsy after he received the COVID vaccine. See what I'm saying, Pretty Riri Speaks? If you think about it, I started having gastrointestinal problems after receiving the COVID vaccine. Never had any of those problems before. Never. And I still suffer for it. Sometimes it's mild, sometimes it's really severe, but I had none of those issues before COVID, before I got COVID vaccine. None of them. I regret getting it also, Lady Ro. When I say regret, I really hate that I got it. I really hate that I subjected myself to get an RM day. It's let me see what R it's because it actually takes your um, mutation cells and regenerates them. But it's called an RM. I'm trying to get the initials for the vaccine, but it actually, I think we did more harm to ourselves than good. You said, "Hey, pretty, really, I'm so sorry." Me too. I hate to hear that anybody um is sick because it's crazy. Yes, me too, Lady Rowe. I have GERD so bad. Oh, me too. Ooh, and I tell you, I have to sit after I have to make sure I eat at a certain time because if I eat late, I have to sit up for at least 3 hours, or I'm gonna wake up to regurgitation, and it's horrible. You said, good, hey, Passion. Good morning, Lady Rowe. I see the girls are here. Ye- yes, ma'am. How beautiful is that backdrop? Isn't it beautiful? I did see it this morning when I woke up, honey. I had my phone on silence. When I went to bed last night, we stayed up pretty late. We took some pictures. Last night was Moo night. So we wore our moo and we took some pictures and then I put together a backdrop. I am on location. We are on vacation um, with family and friends. There's a gentleman over there fishing. I don't know if you can see him because the sun's kind of bright. But we are in the beautiful state of Arkansas. And we decided we wanted to go on a trip, get away from home. I was telling my niece one day we were talking. I was like, the best massage I've ever had um, was in Hot Springs, and she goes, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Remember when they used to have those bathhouses on Bath Row? We got a good bath." And she said, let's go on back." So we had found a bathhouse because a lot of the bathhouses on Bath Row have closed. And so I think there's one of the original houses still open, which is um, Buckstaff. And so this morning, we're going to go to the pancake shop, have breakfast. And then we're going to go to, on Bath Row and get some massages, a hot mud bath, and go to the hot springs and just enjoy our afternoon. This is a group of 15 women, my cousins. We call them sister cousins. My sisters, my nieces, my daughter. Um, and we're just enjoying each other. And my grandbaby's here. One of them, the littlest one, he's here. But we're just here to have a good time for a little time. A weekend. We left our home state yesterday and got in two minivans, and baby, we hit that highway rolling, 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 and we just had a good little drive, laughing and talking, listening to music, reminiscing, talking about other people. Pre said Alienti has been tough, but God is amazing. And you know what? The good thing about it, He's always looking out for us, even when we're not looking out for ourselves. Hold on one second, you guys. I missed something. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, I see the green lights moving. Um, You see, I was hoping not to disturb you. It didn't. I didn't see it till I woke up this morning because again, put my phone on silence because I needed to rest the night. Thursday night, I didn't sleep well, and I think it was the anticipation of driving all those miles because I had a van, my niece had a van, because of course we had decided to do this trip. And so, you can't get all worked up when it's time to move around. And that's where I was. I was all worked up. Um, yeah, it is. I hopefully so far we've been having a good time. You talk about laughing, baby. When you get a bunch of women together, it's hilarious. And the thing is, we're not getting younger. So as we grow older, we got one with a cane. My sister's on a cane. She on a cane, baby. That knee is acting up. So when she came to my house yesterday, and she got out the car, I was like, "What happened?" And she said, "I woke up and my knee, girl, I could barely walk." She said, "I had this cane from when I had knee surgery before." So I was like, "Let me get this cane." Baby, she hobbled on over and got in the van. So my cousin shows up, y'all, with a knee brace on. Mind you, I just seen these women a week ago. Ain't nobody had no cane, no knee brace, nothing. So y'all, we're here having ourselves a good old kiki. Do you hear me? You said road trips are the best. They are, pretty Riri speaks, especially when you're with people that you absolutely love and adore. Baby, these people pack like they was going out of town for weeks and months at a time. We got suitcases, but you know what? That's just, I guess, the way women pack. I tried to pack light because I was like, there's no way I should take all this stuff. So I got a carry on that I would take on a plane and a backpack. Child, these women, one woman got a suitcase. I said, who massive bag is this? But we made it work. We made it work. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Girl, I know. But it just here to have a good time for the weekend. And like I said last night we went to Fisherman's Wharf. It was on this list of best places to eat. Child, bland. I'm gonna give a whole review on it. Bland. I had the catfish. I had some crab stuffed shrimp wrapped in bacon. And of course, bacon gives everything a flavor, but the crab just wasn't hitting it for me. Yeah, I don't know about that. My husband complains about my back, and I take everything. I do too, but I try to condense it up. And because I travel so much, I use the bags, the vacuum bags. So I put all my clothes in the vacuum bag, suck all the air out, and throw it in the suitcase. That way I can put everything else on top. Even if my suitcase heavy, it's still a smaller bag. Yeah. You said that's how my cousin packs. I'll have one bag and she'll bring four for girl. When I tell you, it's a difference. You bring a big bag, but then you got another bag you carrying on your arm and your purse. Now I understand why these airplanes are telling y'all, you got to pay for them carriers. Because it get ridiculous. It get ridiculous, but I think that's neither here nor there. That people should be doing that. Is this where we're at? Yeah. Judge orders Voice of America to be put back together again. What are the chances of that happening? Because Trump does not want this, y'all. He does not want the Voice of America. Like I said, Voice of America was something they used at World War II. In a strongly worded decision this week, a federal judge ordered that the Voice of America, its mission to provide news for countries around the world, largely shut down for the past year by the Trump administration, come roaring back to life. Whether or not that actually happens is anybody's guess. The government filed notice Thursday to appeal U.S. District Court Judge Royce C. Lamberth ordered 2 days earlier to put hundreds of VOA employees who have been on paid leave. I didn't see that part, y'all. This past year, back to work. Lambert had ruled on March 7th that Carrie Lake, who was President Donald Trump's choice to oversee the bureaucratic parent U.S. agency for global media, didn't have that authority to reduce VOA to a skeleton. The Voice of America was established as a news source in World War II, beaming reports to many countries that had no tradition of a free press. Before Trump took office again last year, Voice of America was operating in 49 different languages, heard by an estimated 362 million people. but Trump decided to dismantle it, right? So we know if Trump decides to dismantle something, there is the reason, right? Crazy part is that Trump is fighting to keep this thing closed. We want it open. Anything he wants closed, we want open. Trust me, trust me, trust me. We ain't gonna play them games. We want it open. So over in celebrity news, we're gonna come up at. I think we done did all of the stuff that I wanted to talk about when it came down to news. I didn't want this weekend to be heavy, even though it isn't. Our world is in a state of chaos. Gas prices up. We're at war with Iran and against Iran for Israel. Um, we have all kinds of things going on. People being unalive, car wrecks. People feel like they have no hope. In my city, just this past week, um, there was a standoff. Right, my daughter lives in some condos downtown in the city that we live in, really inner city. And there was a standoff outside of her apartment complex that she wasn't even aware of. Thank you, God, because she was at work. But the person who was involved in the shootout, I'll say, was unalived. And it's just crazy. People feel like they don't have a hope. I'm here to tell you today, you have a hope. Put your trust in God, but you have a hope. That's why it's important that you give your family and your children a belief so that they can have a hope. Got to. On this week, we know that Candy Burris is that her I want to say is finalized, is what I read, but that her divorce is final, and she had to give Todd $2 million, and that's a good thing because Candy's worth roughly, I think, 40 million, between 35 and 40 million. Um, and so she had to only give him 2 million. That's really not a lot of money. That's really, really not a lot of money, especially for someone who's worth a lot more millions than that. Now, Todd does have to move out of the guest house. He got complete control and ownership of the restaurants, which all the restaurants are closed. So I guess he'll either have to get them back up and running or something of that nature. I'm not sure how that's going to work out for Todd, but girl, good luck with that. Because the quality of the food at OLG had really gone down before it closed. And then, they had a restaurant called Blaze. I'm not sure if Blaze will reopen because the steakhouse, I don't think they ever got it going pretty good. Trying to think, is there anything else that they have? I think they had OLG in a couple of places. They had one in the airport. I don't think it lasts very long at all. And then they had two other standalones. So he got control of that. He also has primary custody of the children, and she will be paying him child support, I think, between $25,000 to $10,000 a month. Um, Child. So I think he wanted to have control of the kids. So here we go with the actual daddy daycare. For real, for real. Um, so let's go and see what's at the top of the blogs. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. Let me scoot up so I can see. You said Pretty Riri Speaks says she really didn't take a loss. She didn't. She didn't really, other than him having primary custody of the kids, which he probably has the kids most of the time, and then her paying for whatever the kids need, whether that is private schools or medications or doctor's visits. She's probably been doing that all along anyway. You said, I'm not sure I believe Candy lost custody of the kids. I just can't believe that. She didn't lose custody of her kids. He just got primary custody. And they actually came to an amicable agreement. This wasn't anything that they mediated this. So this is what it's, and she said yesterday, I saw her on an interview, and she said that she actually wanted their divorce proceedings sealed, and Todd wanted them open. He wanted the whole world to see what he got. She said 2 million is not a loss for her, but I don't believe he won. He won primary custody. The records are open. I've seen them. They're open. I'm a true. If that is true, I'm shocked. All in unity. Me too. But if Candy's a working woman and she stays busy, so as it looked like Todd had the children most of the time anyway. He took them to school, he picked them up. He has There has to be a parent. Although they have joint custody, because that's really what joint custody is, there has to be a primary custodial parent. There has to be. In any court order, in any child support agreement, someone has to have that authority to make decisions in the interim. You know what I'm saying? Like if something's going on, there has to be someone that can make those decisions. That's in any child support order. There has to be a primary custodial parent, even if there is joint decisions. Um, you still have to have a primary. Like this, I don't need her here to sign paperwork. There are people that in their in their divorce proceedings have shared custodial rights. They don't. They have joint custody, but um he has primary custody, meaning that he gets to make the decisions when it comes down. But he ain't gonna make no decisions without a woman, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, so these kids are with him full time now. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But Candy's been on the road. She's been doing Broadway and this and that. And girl, Todd probably needs the money. Good luck, Todd. You said maybe I don't understand the agreement. Yeah, I think that's the issue. A lot of people don't really understand. Child support is tricky. I'll tell you that now. Child support is tricky. Um, Not child support, child custody is tricky. My When my children were little, after my divorce, I filed for primary custody, right? And I didn't only just get primary custody. I got Girl, my custody agreement was wild. So much is so that when I moved to another state, I moved my child support to that state so that I could collect in my state. And the judge told my ex, she's like, well, you got to have custody. So he's flipping through the papers. Every parent who pays child support gets custody. They, have to have some visitation rights or whatever. And so he asked me, he's like, did you not show up for your divorce, hearing? And Mike said, no, I didn't come. I didn't come. He said, you lost all rights, man. All rights. He said, I'm going to read you what your divorce decree says. It says that visitation will be limited to Lady Ro's discretion. That's what happens when you have an attorney who makes sure that he's doing your side and that person doesn't show up, they default and everything. And this is the problem. I had to go to court 3 times before my divorce was final. You not showing up the last day, that's on you, buddy. You lost all your rights to your kids because you didn't show up for them. He said, "Oh, okay. So they did decide on joint custody. Yeah, yeah. They have joint custody, but he has primary. He's the primary parent in that joint custody agreement." Oh, you say you do understand? Okay. Does she have to? She has to pay him child support, between $25,000 to $10,000 a month. Does she pay no spousal support? He's a one time payment of $2 million. That's it. That's it. That's it. Let me see what else is in the morning news. I mean the um, neighborhood talk that I want to talk about. Y'all know Blue Boosie. There was some lady who was saying that he had committed SA against her, and child, she was on the internet screaming bloody murder. Anyway, Boosie said, "Find her." He was giving out money. Help me find her. And he found her. He spoke with her grandmother, spoke to some of her relatives, and they said that, and he looked at her page. He said that she had been obsessed with him for years. And the grandmother confirmed it, that this lady was obsessed with Boosie and that she had some type of mental issue, and they had been trying to work through it. So, so sad. So sad. Young lady, too, that's dealing with this issue. Um, Trying to see what else was on the neighborhood talk that I wanted to share, because there were some things out here I wanted to share with everybody. Um, Wait a minute, Neighborhood Talk they just posted that Candy did not agree to pay ex-husband Todd Tucker a one-time $2 million payment and $10,000 to $25,000 for monthly child support. I never saw the 10 to 25. I saw 2,500 to 10,000 a month. So I don't know where that came from. And that Todd walked away with control of the restaurant ventures. And so I said, the restaurant stuff I did not see, but I saw about the payments. But people they doctor stuff all the time. All the time. Thanks for explaining that, LadyRo. I didn't understand how primary custody worked. Yeah. So there has to be, even if you have joint custody, there has to be one person that's always going to be, that can be there to make decisions. Because you can't always get two people in the same place at the same time. But Candy did go live yesterday on an interview and she talked. We probably should watch that. Let me see if I can find it. She did do an interview yesterday. Was it yesterday? It's 28 minutes. Lord have mercy. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can get to it. All right, we're gonna play a little bit of it. Fair use, you guys. Fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. We're gonna be doing some criticism, and we're gonna do a lot of news reporting in the middle of this, watching this, because we have to break it up to watch. We're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna get off this horn because everybody looks like they're ready for breakfast but me. Let's go.
Yes, we got company.
Yeah. Hey, Candy.
Candy ain't no guest.
Okay.
She at home.
I didn't say that. I mean, I said company.
Yeah, she yeah, we did. We really did.
Nice to see you back in and around.
Let me see if I can find where they're talking about. Let me see where I can find where they're talking about the custody agreement.
Of course, you know what I'm saying? Because it's already public. You know what I mean? But then in the very beginning, when I first filed, I thought that, people would say something about it, like the day that it was filed, but I thought it was going to kind of fade.
Go away.
But then it was like,
oh man,
way bigger than I'm sure either one of us expected it to be. Well, definitely more talked about it than I
really thought it was going to, like, again, y'all are my friends. And I was like, what? So people, you know what I'm saying? Like people who watch the show, who grew up with you, who've grown with you, who've watched you know what I'm saying? So they're invested. You know what I'm saying? And I actually know you. And I'm like, oh, come on.
So she's saying that the divorce blew up more than she thought it would. We watched them get married on TV. I don't know what she was thinking. We actually watched them get married. So I don't know why Candy thought this wouldn't be a big thing. You said, LadyRo, if you don't mind, maybe you could mention the video I sent at the end of your show. You said on your video? Let me look again, because I didn't see a video, but I'll look. Let's go back to this one right here.
You know what I'm saying? So I expected people to really want to be in the business. I thought they would be more in the business than they were.
Yeah.
But you don't have to necessarily let them in all the time. But like I guess
you ain't supposed to let them in. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If you had stuff that was every time something being filed,
it's public knowledge.
Yeah, it's
public knowledge, and you got bloggers just waiting. Like we literally would have a court session.
Yeah.
And bloggers were logging on and were on our Zoom court.
You got to be kidding me.
I promise you. I promise.
Y'all ought to be shaming yourself. Y'all was logging on and in the people court. Oh my goodness. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ham, no Pam. Y'all mind y'all business. Pastor, I did not watch that video, but I will maybe later when we get back and we're more relaxed, I will give you some my take on it. If I can get in a corner, I have a whole room to myself, so I can actually go in there and talk about it after I watch it.
It's you.
Okay, so now
they would file to be pressed in our Zoom court.
So
I'm sitting there, and you know how you on Zoom. Zoom is very personal. It's not like you just in the room and people off in the back. Like you're literally in my face.
Right.
I'm looking at you.
Are you serious?
Yes. And so it was, it's hard to.
That's a lot. That is a lot. And I can't imagine what that is for her to have to deal with people they just want to know your business. But I'm tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually go through, I'm gonna listen to that. And after I watch the video that Passion sent, I'm gonna watch this video and I'm gonna see um everything that she's talking about. And that way maybe I can chop it up and we can get bits and pieces without, infringing on anybody's rights. Good morning, Brown Girls Rocks. Thanks for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You said, now come on, Candy. She should have known this is going to be big. That's what I said, girl. You got married in front of the world. And you thought that you were going to have to show them. Let me show y'all where I'm at. What it look like here. What it looking like. I'm on my laptop, so this is the house behind me that we're staying in. But I want y'all to see, I love water. Anybody that knows me know I love water. I don't know if you can see that, the lake. Jerry Jones actually owns a house on this here lake. Definitely. Ain't it beautiful? Go out to the boat house. I can't see you guys. I wish I could. So this is the owner's boat right here. Of course, I guess they swim in the river, baby. I'm not getting in nobody's lake. I'm not. Somebody might, but it won't be me. It will not be me. But this is where we're hanging out for the weekend. Literally hanging out for the weekend. Hanging out for the weekend. So I am going to get off of this here live, go curl my hair, put some makeup on, and we're supposed to go have some breakfast and go get some massages. But I just had to do my Saturday morning scoop. I want to stay on task because I want to see my channel grow. So if you're new here, please thumbs up the video. If you're in here, thumbs it up. Please subscribe if you're new and you're not subscribed. I welcome new subscribers. In fact, let me sit down right here. Get some shade here. It looks like less cobwebs because, baby, this place is full of cobwebs. But I'm going to look into more of that Candy and Todd situation, see if they give us more insight. If Candy gives more insight into what actually happened, if she's going to tell us about anything that actually happened at the divorce proceeding, and then I watched the video that Passion sent. All right, if no one told you today they love you, I love you. And everything you can do about it. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
We must change the way we talk. We must live a life that's pleasing to our King. We must